Hello and welcome back in the sheet metal workshop. And in this video I've decided to make a lighthouse. A lighthouse made out of stainless steel 0.8, and I'm also going to use perforated metal, also stainless steel. And the lighthouse is going to look like this. So there's a reducer, we have some crimping edges, and above we have a Chinese head. So the cutouts where the windows, we're going to cover it with a perforated, and also above under the Chinese head, that part, we're also going to use the perforated metal. Okay, well, I'm looking forward to make it, and I hope you will enjoy the video. There's maybe a lot to show, a lot to learn, maybe there's some stuff you didn't know, and that's what I like to do, to show how it works. Okay, well, let's get started. Good. Now, where we get started is, okay, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to make a sketch of the light tower, just like I showed it in the dry dimensional. So, just going to draw a sketch. Okay, well, that's my light tower. That is how is what we're going to make. Now I'm going to give here some sizes. So we have here, from here to here, we give diameter 400. We give here diameter 200. This one diameter 160 millimeter. Then we give here the Chinese head. It's gonna have a diameter of 280 with a height of 100. Then we have this height between here and here, 150. And then from the edge here, so here's also cover, from here till here also 150. Then the middle part 500, and at the end also 150. Good, so I'm going to give some diameters from this here. This one got a diameter of 490. And this crimping edge cover will have a diameter of 360. And the crimping edge is going to be 15 millimeter. Okay, now the window. The window we're going to make here 150 from there till there, and from outside until outside we're gonna have 220, and this is gonna have a radius of 60. So 120. Okay, so that's it. And the window is also from here till here 300. Okay, well, that's it. Now, first what we are going to do is, we're going to make the reducer. So I already have shown how to make a reducer, and they're also been asking questions how to make a reducer if you have a really big difference or you cannot put it in your bow divider. So I'm going to show you how to make a cone, a reducer, by triangulation method. Okay, for triangulation method, we're gonna make a quarter circle. So what we're going to do now is we're gonna make a cone 400 diameter on 200 diameter with a height of 500, 150, so 800. So the real height is 800. Good. Now let's get started with this piece of metal. So what I'm going to do is, again, like always, put in some working lines. 20 mil, 20 mil. And what I'm going to do next, so this is my 0 point. Next is I have a radius, so diameter 400, that's a radius of 200. 200, and I have a diameter of 200. That makes a radius 100. So I'm gonna do it like this. And now taking the bow divider and draw a quarter of the diameter 400. Now, of course, it's better exactly if you only use the needles, but in this video it must be clear to see. And I'm going to use also draw the other one. Okay, so what I'm doing next is I'm going to divide 1, 2. So normally what you can do, if I have here the center point, this should be exactly, so you can here put here one, and this we drag over on this one. See? Now we're gonna check it. So that's the big one, see? Yeah. So that should do, okay. Good. Now we have divided it. And what we're going to do next is to make it easy, we're gonna give here numbers, number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. And here the outside we're gonna do it in alphabetic order. So A, B, C, and D. So that is my, when you look from above. And so this is diameter 400, and here we have diameter 200. Okay, now for the next, what we're going to do next is we're going to find out the true length. So I'm going to move this away. We're going to find out the true length. Therefore, again, here another working line. Here under also. So now we're going to give the length from here. This is my 0. So I'm gonna put, we have set 800. 800. 800. Okay, so we have here 800 exactly. Now the next one, what I'm going to do, I know 100 is one size in between, from 1 to here is 100. So 100. And we have a size that goes in a diagonal. That's the triangle we have here. Then the next triangle. And so for the next triangle, the size, we're going to take 1, 1B, what 1B, yeah, but 2A2 is also, it's the same length, so it's always those two lengths what goes in diagonal. Doesn't matter, from 4C, so it's always that fixed size. So this size I'm going to swipe it here out. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a strip and I'm going to first, to see, here I'm holding it here on this point, see, like this, and then I'm going to mark it. Okay. Yeah, the metal is a little bit too long, so I'm going to mark it where it touches. So, see, here's the line, so here it's touched. So now I'm going to cut it. Cut it with a guillotine, so I have a good 90-degree cut. Okay, so now my outside strip is touching here on these 800, and then here it's exactly the same size. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it now back, and now you can see there's here a difference. See, there's a difference. It's not much, but it's still there, and there. That's that. I'm gonna just mark it. So that is the shorter one is the straight line, and the longer one is the line that goes in diagonal. What I'm going to do next is, so the short line I have here also 0.0 here. So from that point I'm putting, you see this line here, the black line goes on that point, so that's my short. That's the short one, yeah. See, so I put it like this, that's the short size. And now I'm gonna just put here in a line. And this is number 1. And this here is A. So 1A, and that is that line what's here in between. Now next step is, I have 2 bow dividers. One is for the short, the short diameter, so that is it. Check it, so that's it. And the other one is the big one. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So the dividers are set up, and now we're gonna start with the small. We go from 1 to number 2. And then we go from A to B. So here's A. To B. And now we're going to use the strip again. And that's the longer one, so it's the outside from the strip. So I hold it here at 1, and there where it cuts, crosses the bow, and that's the one. And now let me see where I have here. Now from here, from that black line, I'm put it here. Here I go back, and there where it touches, here the small, see, that's number 2, and this is number letter B. So now we're just continuing it. So what I did now, we're just continuing it, so it's always the same now. Up, next one, this is for number 3, and then number 4, C, sorry, letter C, zack, see, and that's, once you have trained it, it goes really fast, see. So and then I need from 2 to C, so number 2 goes to C, so it's a diagonal, so it's the big one, so it's easy, it's always outside, tuck, got it, and then we put it back here, and we have here the other one, number 3. Okay, continuing. That's number 4, and A, B, C, C, okay, and now number D comes again. So important is that at the end the circumference is correct, and again the strip. Now we go from 3 to D, number 3 in D, so it's also in diagonal, and these are the, you can make triple lines to know which are diagonals. Okay, so that means 3D outside, and 4D also the smaller one with again here. It's only maybe 2 or 3 mil difference. And now we have number 4, and we have D. Okay, now we go backwards. It's the same. So again, I'm not going to continue with number 5. Now I'm just going to continue backwards with number 3. But you can also go in one direction with 5, 6, 7, doesn't matter, as long as you know your system. Okay, and now here also the next one. So now we go from number 3 to C, from number 3 to C. Wait a minute, I said something wrong. From number 4 we go to C. Yeah, from 4 to C, and that's the outside. It's in diagonal also. 4C. And then here we have here the smaller one, and there he goes then there. Here's from 4 we go to 3. Number 3. Okay, continuing. Next one. Always check if the divider didn't move. Just check. Okay, everything okay. and the other one. So we go again. Now we go from number 3. Okay, wait a minute. C we already have. So from number 3 to B. 3 to B is also in diagonal. So see, from here outside and here outside. See? And then I move this here up and there where it touches, you see? So that's number 2. And this is B. Okay, almost done. Now we have number 1. And we have here also check, make it check, okay. And now we go from number 2 on A. So from 2, now A is also in diagonal. So that means also again here outside on this point. And then there where it touches the other side here. And then the last one also here. Move it here. And where it touches here. So, okay, that was the last one. Now we're going to check the circumference. So this is actually now a half reducer. So I'm making this metal as a template because we're gonna make the Lighthouse stainless steel. And this is only the metal for the template. So I forgot to mention it. So now what we're going to do is gonna check out the outside circumference, and so that means 400 multiplied by 3.14 makes 1256 divided in 2, 628 millimeter I must have from this point until this point. Okay, now we're going to check it out. So 628, that's here. I'm gonna put this here on 628. And here, see? Okay. $628. I think I'm good. Okay, that's good. Now, and diameter 200. That means half is diameter 100. That's 314. That's something you can know. 314. Yeah. That looks also good. I don't know if it is possible to see, but it's 300, actually 315, 1 millimeter bigger, but that doesn't matter. Okay, we're good. So now I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna connect this one. So this is only a half reducer. Now I'm going to connect here this rounding. Okay. Oh, my addings are not so good. And now we're going to do the same thing with the big one. Okay. So this is now here a half of my review. So now I want to have for the cutouts for these windows. If I want to have a window, so I already want to mark the cutout. Now therefore I'm going to use the middle line of between 2 and 3, and here also between 2 and 3. So I'm going to divide there the line between 2 and number 3. And here down under also between B and C. Make it a little bit bigger. And here also between B and C. That's only a helping line to make a center line. Okay, one. And here the other one also there where they crosses. Then you have exactly split it in half. Okay, so what I'm doing next is I want to give here these 300 the marking. So I have now the center line, and now I want to have these 300. That's actually only a little bit difference. Yeah, so we have an actually outside size. How much is this? 806. 806. So only 6 millimeter difference in the angled line. So between the angled line and the straight line is only 6 millimeter difference. So I could give it then here, for example, 302 millimeter. One. And here also 302. Okay, good. So next is the window. I'm not going to cut this out. I'm going to first make here this window. So for the window I need a metal 150 by 220. So I have here a metal 150 by 220 millimeters. So 150, that means the half is 75 is the middle line. So we have a radius of 60, so I can here 60, and then we make it like this. And there, from the edge until it touches the tangent of the circle. Yeah, okay. Oh, so now cut. So now I've cut it, and now the next cut. Okay, that's my window. Oh, and now I'm just gonna put it here. See, and now I can here draw my window. And here the other one. Anyway, that's the plan. So okay, that's it. So now I'm gonna cut it out. Here I have 20mm overlap. So now I'm gonna cut this metal out. Okay. Okay, well, that is here now my pattern. What I'm going to drag over. So what I'm going to do now next is I'm going to drill here and here. So that's it. That's the pattern. So I'm going to write it down. We have here diameter 800. We have here above diameter 200 and the height is 800. So that's it, the reducer, a half, it's a half. Okay, now next step is we're going to drag this over on a stainless steel sheet metal. Now I'm gonna going to see if we so I'm going to put here my angle. Put here this line. And now we'll flip it, or wait a minute, because we have here these 20mm. Now I only want 20mm overlap, so I'm gonna put this line, see, on this line. So you see here, then I have here this 20mm. The same thing I do down under. And I forgot here, see here those holes to mark it. That's what I forgot. On this side. And now we came back to template again. And now just the center line here, put it here and here, and then it should be in position. See? So that's it. Here's the overlap. And here we're just going to give a small edge. So now the next thing is cut first the outside cutouts, and then we're gonna do the inside. Good, let's have a cut. Okay, so now the next thing what we're going to do is we're going to cut out these windows, and therefore I'm gonna need a grinder. Okay, the cutouts are been made now. Now I'm gonna use this one. It's easier to come in. So we have now here this one cut out, and the rest I'm going to cut out and by hand, and we're going to continue with the project. Okay, so far everything is cut out now, and I have here a tool. It's extra for stainless steel, so if the cutout got sharp edges, you know, you just pull it. That's it. Okay, it's a little bit scratched, but just light. And now the next part is the rounding part. Yeah, if I want to make a cone, if I want to roll a cone, there's here a screw. See here, this one. So I'm gonna make it loose and I'm gonna pull it down. So this roller here comes down, goes down, and then when you round something, it will round it conically. So I'm gonna loose that screw now here. See, it falls, so it's too much. So I only maybe 1/2. Okay. Okay, a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, okay. I can live with that. Now we have here a little bit, something happened, but we will fix that, correct that later. We're gonna put this first together. Okay, well, that's it. Let's check it out. Sizes. Yeah, 400. And 400. Okay. And we have here the smaller. You see, 200. So next thing, what I'm going to do is we're going to put in the windows. 800. Good. So I have here this perforated metal, and I wanted to have it the inside, from the inside, so I'm gonna fix it here with a pop nail and here also. But I'm gonna round it, and I'm gonna cut maybe here 30 millimeters or 25 millimeters from the edge until here, and then make it round so it comes a little bit in form. I didn't have much, otherwise I would make also from the inside like a reducer, and then fix it only here where the seam is, and then it holds, but I don't have any much. This is everything I have. Okay, so though I'm gonna cut these, I'm gonna round it, and we're gonna fix it. So like I've said, here only a little bit, and then from here, see, go here. So I'm gonna see if it is the rounding. See, so if I, see, something like this. I was thinking, see, yeah, why not? Okay, so this is good. This is actually good. So I'm gonna do all the other also like that. I'm gonna drill first here one hole, somewhere in the middle. And then here also one here. Okay, and now I'm going to use this here from the galantine. Put this here in, see? Okay, that's it. So that's the window. Maybe, yeah, maybe we could put here left and right another one. Okay, so now this is fixed. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to repeat this on every window, and then we're going to continue. Okay, now we fix now the windows. You see, perforated sheet metal is inside. So here how it looks from the inside. I mean, there are many different ways you can do it. This was just an idea to keep it simple. So okay, so the next thing what we're going to do is we're going to continue now with those scrimp plates here in the middle. This one from 160, and the Chinese head from diameter 280. That's what we're going to do next. But I forgot to say, this was part 1. We're going to continue. I don't want to make my videos too long, so we're going to make another part. So thank you for watching for part 1. See you in part 2.